Hello and welcome to the first installment of a series of musical theory lessons. Our first lesson is on the cycle of fifths. The cycle of fifths is a fundamental part of musical theory. With this knowledge you can recognise and write key signatures, and from here be able to write scales and chords. So grab your pen and paper and let's get right down to it. First of all, you have to draw a circle with 0 at the top down to 6 at the bottom in both directions. Secondly, you should draw an arrow in the clockwise direction with a sharp symbol and another arrow in the anti-clockwise direction with a flat symbol. The first key with no sharps or flats is C, which goes at the top of the circle by the 0. If we start in the sharp direction, we will need to find the key signature with 1 sharp in it. As it is called the cycle of fifths, that means that in the clockwise direction, the interval between the keys is a perfect fifth or 7 semitones. That sounds something like this. Start on C as 0 and count up 7 semitones. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C0, C sharp 1, D2, D sharp 3, E4, F5, F sharp 6, and finally G7. So now we know that G has 1 sharp in it. If you aren't a pianist and play guitar instead, you can work the next one out in this way. As we are now starting on G, we have to find the key signature with 2 sharps. Start on G as 0 and count up 7 semitones. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. G0, G sharp 1, A2, A sharp 3, B4, C5, C sharp 6, and finally D7. So now we know that D has 2 sharps in it. If you don't have either a guitar or keyboard to hand, or don't play any instruments, there's another way to work it out. If we now start on D, we can use our fingers to count up the semitones. If we start on D as 0, then count up 7 semitones to find the new key. D, 0, D sharp 1, E2, F3, F sharp 4, G5, G sharp 6, and A7. Now we know that A has 3 sharps in it. You can then fill out the remaining sharps yourself using either of the methods shown till you reach 6. Now you are only half done, so we will now have to work out the flats like this. As we are now working in the anti-clockwise direction, we now need to find the interval of a perfect fourth or 5 semitones to work out the next key signature. So if we use the non-instrumental method of working it out, we start on C as 0 again, but this time only count up 5 semitones, now using flats in place of sharps. C0, D flat 1, D2, E flat 3, E4, and finally F5. So now we know that F has 1 flat. To continue in the same method, we now start on F as 0 and count up 5 semitones to find the next key signature. F0, G flat 1, G2, A flat 3, A4, and B flat 5. We now know that B flat has 2 flats. We use B flat instead of A sharp, as we are now working with flats and the B is flattened in the key signature rather than the A sharpened. You can now fill out the remaining flats, completing the diagram. Okay, now you should be able to complete the diagram with all that information. To summarize on that information that we've been through: 1. C is at the top with no sharps or flats. 2. In the clockwise or sharp direction, the way to work the next one out is by going up a fifth or 7 semitones. 3. In the anti-clockwise or flat direction, the way to work the next one out is by going up a fourth or 5 semitones. 4. Start on 0 and count up. For example, if you're going from C to G, C is 0, C sharp 1, D2, D sharp 3, E4, and etc. until you get to G, which is 7. Okay, on the next installment I will show you how to complete the diagram fully with the answers to make sure you have done it right. Then we will learn where to put these sharps or flats on the stave to create a key signature for music. Okay, thanks for listening and good luck with your musical theory.